my name is Aemal Sayer. I'm an AI engineer specializing in building AI agents for SMEs. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I'm obsessed with creating extremely detailed README files for projects that I do, and how I observe this as the new test-driven development successor, or maybe with test-driven development, how we can use README-driven development. Additionally, I will show how I'm obsessed with leaving extremely detailed GitHub commits and GitHub pull requests, along with detailed commit logs when it comes to the pull requests. By the way, this particular project that I'm going to show you is an extremely small AI agent that I have built for one of my clients in about 5 days, and it is it's not super complex and everything, and also I'm the only developer working on it. So I could potentially, like that old bad practice, push it directly to main branch, because we don't have a lot of people collaborating. It's just me. But what I do is basically I push it in their own branches. And what I will show you, let's maybe go first from the I could quickly show you, this is what I'm trying to generate, and how fast I can generate it is the question. So I have created this pull request here. First I'll go here, and then I'll show you the test-driven development versus the README-driven development. Alrighty, so we have this pull request ready for review. I'll go to this branch. I'll just do git log, and I know exactly from where it started, or I can just go here and find out what was the first commit 2 days ago. That is added evaluate with ChatGPT. It must be here. So added evaluate with ChatGPT. I'm gonna take all of these commits from here. Okay, doesn't work like that. Cleaned up, added token. I did a lot of commits. I'm trying to find that one. Here. So I'm gonna take all of this and literally copy it. Oops. Okay. This is gonna be the last time, I hope. Yeah. No, something is wrong. I'm trying to click. Okay, I'm gonna use a shortcut. Let's see, where's my VS Code? I mean VS Code cursor. Okay, it is copied properly. So what I will do is I'll just go to ChatGPT and basically ask ChatGPT to, can you please create a GitHub description field from the following content, or from the following git log, and please output this in a markdown. So what this will do is it will generate an extremely nice GitHub description, or pull request description. I think I did a mistake here. I should have said pull request. Did I not say pull request? All right, so I am not sure if it, now it got it right. So it even created the title properly. I think this this title is way much better than the one that I already had here, ChatGPT evaluation. So it can be something with this one. Let's take all of them there, and then we will see what we can do. So I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, I'll just update it so that we can see this, and then I will come back to one small thing I do on a usual basis, which will make our life much easier. So you see these ones, this is super better than the other one. What I will do, one more thing I will do is I'll take the link from here and I'll go back to my ChatGPT and I'll say, can you please put links to the hash you used? I usually put this in the original prompt, but I forgot to do that, so it's okay, it should regenerate it. And then now it will do the links, and then it will become super easy. Like you can literally click it and then it goes in that particular get diff screen, and then it makes it much easier. So this was part one of this video. And in the second part, I'll just show it to you guys in just a minute. This was one part, like I want to do mainly my pull requests in a very detailed manner, and also like separated in a way that I did it. But the second part is, which I'll do it in just a minute, is basically the Readme-Driven development, which is basically the main topic of this video. I remember like when I started long time ago, 2001, since 2001 I never stopped doing software development, so that's kind of like a long time. At the time, waterfall was one of the commonly used software development methods. People would kind of like analyze everything and then build it and then test it and then distribute it. And then the agile development method and everything changed, and iterative development and so on. What I discovered with this particular project, which I kind of like intensively took this Readme-driven development in practice, is that I wrote almost everything that I thought about this project, and then I wrote it in a README file, which we'll see it in a minute. And then the results were so fast. Like I could execute in one prompt, like literally 2 sentences prompt, execute something and get an entire section done. I'll show you guys in just a minute. So let's see. Okay, this is done. Let's go back to our pull request. Edit. I'm kind of like trusting too much the LLMs, but most often they're right. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like I have only 16 comments, and it is so much detailed here. Let's say quota and token management, blah, blah, blah. So it is really nice. Like here, added logic to exit if quota exceeds. I remember exactly what was this comment about. So if I go there, you'll see exactly it is taking care of the 429, exactly the 429 HTTP response error, that if the ChatGPT quota exceeds, because it's an AV job that runs in the background, so it drops that. And look at this, like the amount of detail that you can write here. If it's a complex thing, you can write even more detail. It's much better than this one. It's much better than this git log. And I think somebody could build a Chrome extension for this, or it will become like as a pipeline in GitHub at some point in time. I think it's really a good way of doing this. So before I move on to the next section, I would like to quickly squash and merge this so that we can go to the next one. So the next section of this, as I said, was like I went on the whiteboard and I kind of like took a holistic view of this project. I said like, what are all the moving pieces in this project? So every single box you see here is a moving piece in this project. What is this project all about is it scrapes website data from different given websites, and we're talking about bulk, like we're talking about thousands or tens of thousands of websites being scraped. I'm using Firecrawl, and we're talking about scraping tens of thousands of LinkedIn profiles. And I am using Relevance AI here to do the bulk scraping. So I kind of like offload the heavy duty, high quality scraping jobs to these two external providers. And I've written it in Bun and TypeScript. So this one generates this CSV, and this one generates this CSV, basically having like those two things. And this happened through a couple of iterations. I removed those diagrams, and I had certain notes to take and so on. So literally I spent some time on the whiteboard. And then it merges those two based on a single identifier, generates one final list, and then it generates, it gives them all, like it loops through them and then gives them through a given prompt, and it evaluates whether this is a good match or not based on that prompt. So imagine you're doing some sort of screening for your potential clients. You could go and load tens of thousands of their websites, tens of thousands of their company profile on LinkedIn, and their relevant person's profile, be it a co-founder, be it a sales manager, be it a director or something, whatever your criteria is. You load all of that data based on a given raw material, and then you just keep going on that. So whatever I just explained here is something that I have done in an extremely detailed manner. I will just, perhaps we can go here. I didn't change much on, yeah. So here you can see that this is a very long README file for that. So imagine if I go for scraping websites. I explained it, and I spit it out the folder structure it generates, and I left some important notes and so on. And then the next step I will do is basically telling LLM that, hey, implement this feature, implement that feature, and then it just takes care of it in a very, very fast manner. And that was mind-blowing how quickly this could happen. Let me quickly bring this cursor window here so I can show you one small magic that can happen here. So what we could do is pop something out of the top. So let's say, yeah, this is too small. It's like changing just one model, but this logic exceed quota. That's nice. So, but this logic exceed quota is not in my README, bad example. But let's say I want to, I have another idea. Let's go back to time and add one, like literally go here, okay? We go way back in time. Wait a minute, let's, not sure what was this. Oh. So I need to check this out later. What did I not push? Okay. So what I wanted to do was like go a couple of, like this merge list. Exactly, I know what is that feature, and I want to see if we can implement that immediately based on the amount of README details that I have written there. So now we are in that place, in that particular feature. I just would need to confirm merge list. So merge list does not have a lot of steps, which I could do, one thing we'll do is like literally copy this because it's an enhanced README file, and let's do it this way. Let's just give it a try and see if it works. Can you please implement the merge list feature by reading README? Let me see if this was detailed. Yeah, it is now a little bit more detailed in what needs to be done and so on. So let's go on. So since now we have a lot of information already written here, and we, at least in our mind, have a clear picture of what is already in place, I believe this will happen way much faster. And it just got a let me quickly see, because I have already implemented that, and I want to see what is this new file that it created. There are some TypeScript issues. It picked the right files I want to merge. The output of the file is correct. Okay, that's nice. So yeah, apparently it looks exactly what I'm looking for it to implement. Exactly. So it just literally with one simple prompt, as you saw, it gave me the instruction I needed. It was a very simple one, like literally taking two lists and then merging them together. But imagine complex business logic, especially when you're building AI agents. I may do another video for this, but what I'm really emphasizing on is to work so much on AI agent documentation before building an AI agent, especially if you can do a BPMN diagram. So in a BPMN diagram, if you can discuss and present something, whatever process of the business you're automating, as detailed as possible, in README files, totally non-technical README files. This particular README file was so technical, I had like literally CSV mentioned there. Well, it's good to mention CSV also in your BPMN diagrams, but you could say list so that it's not an implementation technical detail. And I had like literally .ts files listed here, like implement this file like this. This is a technical README file. Imagine if you generate a README file that's non-technical. It has corresponding BPMN diagrams alongside with it, and then having literally those two little pieces of information, the diagram showing the BPMN diagram, because LLMs are pretty much aware of the knowledge of reading a BPMN diagram, and the English language document would also support that. And especially like the document, you may not need to generate that document. Once you're done with your BPMN, start recording yourself, like explain everything on a voice only or on a video, and then give it to LLM and then say, clean it up based on this. Take a screenshot of this, and then probably it will generate a very, very clean document explaining that business process. Because AI agents are supposed to be autonomous, but at certain limits. You cannot build an AI agent that does everything, otherwise then it's not, at least not possible right now. In the future, once we get to AGI, it might be. But right now, the most viable solution for building AI agents is like extremely specialized AI agents in one specific vertical, in one specific task that this AI agent can do. For example, uploading invoices, or creating outreach, extremely customized outreach lists like this project that I showed you. And in these cases, you end up having like a very specific workflow, be it a BPMN diagram, be it a workflow, be it a UML diagram, whatever diagram that you can annotate. Like for example, this diagram that I showed you guys is no notation diagram. It's my notation diagram, but it is just explaining the moving pieces of this. So as a conclusion of this video, sorry it was so long, if you can like literally dump your mind on a piece of paper or a text document, and then kind of bounce it a couple of times with ChatGPT or the LLM of your choice, and then create a detailed diagram accompanying with a very detailed text. This will make your development work a lot easier, and then as you saw, in just like literally one simple prompt, you can implement features. And what I will continue doing in the next projects is I'll create multiple MD files, because if it reads the entire one MD file, the context becomes a little bit larger and it can hallucinate. So the best would be that I create one MD file per feature. That way, then even the context window is super focused on that one feature implementation. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.